in Austin at the Circuit of the Americas for round 6 of the COS Top Tier in North America series. I am Kid and Petter, coming to you live from my mom's basement. I'm joined by a mishmash of allied forces, like I'm about to storm the beaches of Normandy. We got Kano from Canada and Bodhad from Australia. How are you guys doing?
I'm not
good.
too bad. Yep. How about you?
Well, I just ate Taco Bell, so I got a bit of a tummy ache, but I am ready for this qualifying session because, as you guys can see at home, we are in the wet, as looks like Perry is one of the first out on the track. I'm going to pull up the track map for you guys, and maybe some telemetry as well.
It's almost raining as much as it did at where I was working today. Well, where I am.
So I'm surprised it wasn't snowing there.
Nah, 35 milliliters of water though. About 1 inch. It's a lot of water.
That definitely sounds like a
This
lot.
will be an interesting session though. Wet qualifying is always throwing some surprises around. And we've got news from these guys that's going to be a dry race as well, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys go with the setup, whether they go for a dry one for the race or trying to get a bit more of a hybrid to get a good quality position first. It's going to be interesting to see what the pace is like.
I have some obviously insider information from some of the people that I know in here that are running slightly higher wings in just normal. That's what they're doing. But I think from what I remember from our race, the average wing was what I think a 6 or a 7 for rear. I think that's what most people went with. I'm sure there was a few people that went less than that, but I think even with that for the wet, it's not full wet, so it's not like you need to change it dramatically. You might have to bump up the front wing just slightly, just to give a little bit more grip to the front end. But really and truthfully, these guys all know what they're doing. That's why they're in the top tier of American league racing here in COS, so I think they'll be just fine. It'll be an interesting race too.
Arbar is he is the first to get out on a flying lap here, as you watched him tiptoe around the S's. I'm not sure we're going to see any times really setting the world alight on this first run from these guys. I think the track will get better as the session goes on, but I don't think we're going to see anybody out on the dry compounds. So definitely going to start with a blank slate in the race, as you mentioned. Gonna be pretty interesting. As what's the strategy for this race, guys?
Well, that's the interesting one, to be honest with you. I'm sure, Bod, you got the same feeling because, I mean, usually if you're qualifying, you want to start on the softs. But due to the fact of having this wet weather for the whole qualifying, if that is the case, it changes everything because you can start on the mediums if you get a good qualifying. You can, you know, have that longer run. But I think most likely most people will start on the softs in the top 5, I would think. But you never know. You know, that person in 6th or 7th might think, why not take a chance? Why not try something different? You never know.
That's one great thing about wet qualifying. It really opens up the strategies. I think it's a soft medium. Probably you want 8 laps on the softs. But don't want too many more than that, otherwise you lose a lot of time because the undercut is incredibly strong if you go soft to medium. Something like 2.5, 3 seconds a lap, possibly even more. It's one of the biggest undercuts on the calendar, so if you're starting on that soft, you don't want to be out longer than lap 8 and then do 20 laps on the mediums. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's possible. I'm sure these guys can do it. But yeah, because it's wet, you might see a lot more guys than normal starting on that medium time and trying to go long. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys go, but we probably shouldn't see the hard tire unless there's a couple of early incidents. So yeah, that's probably what it's going to look like. Very interesting to see what the go is, as Fenrique has disconnected, which is unfortunate.
Unfortunate. But he's still got time. He's got 12 minutes, so it's not like it was the last second, you know, have to get out of the pit. He's got some time to come back. As he just said in the chat, come on. I think he's like, what's going on?
Must have had some internet issues there. I think we got
Well, he is the lone Brazilian in the field, so it would make sense. Oh, it
Yep.
says I can't send him an invite, so
Yeah,
he
we
asked for
can't
an
send him
invite.
to the ends, so we're gonna have to hope one of the drivers sees the message and gets him back in. So
I think his teammate should, because Bean's in there, right? So
yeah,
Yeah, they definitely speak Spanish to each other.
as our bar goes fastest
It's a
with a
joke.
146.5.
Yeah, you could
Pretty
definitely
quick
tell that
lap.
he was. Yeah, you could definitely tell that he was taking his
Oh,
time on that first lap.
useless! 146.0. Look at the time just
Now we're starting
falling
to see
now.
these things fall here.
Good
Yeah,
lap
that's-
from useless. That was a very good lap in the Alpha.
Alphas have
so
been
we,
racy so far this season. The qualifying hasn't been that great,
Yes.
but they have been racy.
No, but it looks a little different now. Perry goes second with a 146.4, so times are really starting to fall, but not as much as useless, almost in the 145. So I think by the end of this, it will be 145s. I do believe that.
yeah.
I
The track
think-
is quicker and quicker and quicker.
Exactly as the dry line continues, as you can
Oh,
see out
jeez.
145.9. So these times are starting to really come off, but it just shows, actually, like you were saying, in the recent weeks, Alpha has been up there, and Useless is showing that he's got some pace to it, especially in the wet. Let's see what he can do in the dry, but a good start from the Alpha.
And a bit of a mishap from Lopez getting into the pits. It is a tricky pit entry here, especially in the wet. Looks like he went nose first after a purple third sector, so that must be a big time bummer for him. But luckily for him, there is 10 minutes left, so he will be able to get back out on track.
And Enrique is back, so we are all good. We have our second guy in the McLaren back in the session.
See what Bean Sandwich can do here in the number
It's
21
worth keeping in
McLaren.
mind a lot of these guys will be having will have a bit extra fuel in the car. Usually in wet or intense conditions, you'll be fueled up for 3, 4, 5 laps.
Yeah.
As your tires warm up, you can wipe that time off. So these guys will drop the fuel for their next run and hopefully get in a bit of a quicker time. But that is one thing that you see with wet weather. Lots and lots of laps at once rather than
Oh,
out
Bean
laps.
sideways. Sorry. Bean was
no,
very
that's
sideways through
To that triple
through the
apex.
long,
Yeah,
the
we were
triple apex. Oh,
we were-
mighty. His
riding
back
on
end
board
is
with him.
not liking it.
Yeah, that's,
You really
that's
want to
what
stuff
he
back
can
end,
do.
don't you? That's why you run so high wing. He puts
Yeah,
himself in P7,
147.
he's got a bit more time to find, doesn't he?
Yeah, certainly is. I think Element is in the first sector, about to finish off the S's here. He's one of the final 6 that haven't settled out yet. Not sure why some of these guys haven't gone out yet, but maybe just waiting to. Don't want to risk the car in tricky conditions. Might want to let the dry line emerge a little bit more before they go out on a completely green track.
You've got DK coming through the second sector split now. He's up on his time, which is good. Got a podium in the American 2 race last night, so he'll be hoping to continue some good form.
Sorry, I was just letting my dog out.
All good.
And it is a
Right-hander, very, very easy to understeer even in the dry.
Very
That
much
was
true.
planned today, which is good. So coming through second last corner, it's very, very easy to either cut that or run wide and get your lap invalid. Same with the
Doing
last
very
corner.
well.
He's done well, looks planted, which is good. Cross the line. Does improve by a second, which is good. Puts him up P7.
Element just goes up to 4th.
yeah. I still don't think that's where he wants to be though.
No, but
Nicholas
a good
Nicholas. Yeah, it's not bad. You do have an incident in Sector 3. I'm not sure if it was. I think it was one of the Williams. I think it was one of the AlphaTauris letting McLaren go. But Nicholas is the first of the front runners out on that second stint. Here with 7 minutes left, 7.5 minutes. I think it looks like Raycon lost it. I think Raycon actually lost it.
Yeah, he's got damage. I just
on
saw
the main
a
on the main
dot in the middle
straight.
of the straight.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure if he maybe took a little too much outside curb.
Ooh.
It's very easy, like you said, with the rain. It gets really slick on those curbs. It really can cost you. Even in the dry, through the S's, it's so easy just to lose that back end. As
100%.
Useless is starting a lap. Oh, and Nicholas just goes with the fastest lap. There you go. Times are falling a little bit more. So you can just see from the front, even the front four, they're not too far behind each other. As Useless gets a little bit out, coming through after turn one, gets a little loose there again. Takes this X section, not too bad. Can he hold it? It's not the cleanest, but you know what? I'll see what the time is. He's up. Yeah, he's down on his time, 1.175. So.
So much time can be made just on exit of this hairpin, leading onto that long back straight. One of the longest runs, one of the longest throttle blasts you'll get in all of F1.
Looks like he got a decent, not bad entry either. It was a little earlier than I thought, but you know what? It could end up being, you know, good because he's not going to overheat the tires. His beam just goes fastest. Wow.
On lap 3, go back to Useless. That was a massive lap from Bean Sandwich on lap 3 of those enters. So what Bodhad said, he must have been running pretty heavy fuel and to get faster and faster as he tipped off some laps.
I think Useless backed out of this lap. I think he's going to go again.
His teammate's just coming across the line. Goes quickest.
Ooh, look at Lopez.
Yeah, 1:44.6. The times are just that's Useless saves it. He's good. Now I do know Lopez is running a higher rear wing. I don't know completely what he is running for this or if he's going to keep it, but I do know he is running a slightly higher wing. I will not give it away because he's trying to keep it a secret for his race, but I do know that he is running a higher rear wing, so he's definitely got the speed right now. So,
and Lopez
who do
is
you
pretty
have
good
for pole? Actually, that's what I wanted to ask.
A wise man would bet Alp, but I do know that Lopez is pretty handy at two things. It's coming from the back, and in wet races, he is pretty talented in the wet. I'm yet to see about half of this field race in the wet, though, so I'm going to hold off assumptions until they all get their final run. Don't think that was anything major.
Sure, maybe it was just someone going slow. It didn't look like anyone was on loose.
I think Enrique's
I'm still right on board Useless, seeing what he can do. Now, something that is interesting to see, his teammates actually giving him a tow. Even though there's no DRS, he gave him a slight tow. That was actually really smart to do. Give him a little bit of extra speed along that long back straight, but Useless just oversent it. It's too late on the brakes. Way too late. But he is up.
Oh, Swarner into P2.
Oh, 145.6. Wow.
I didn't even notice Swarner was that high. That is a boon for Swarner, who has struggled in his first 5 races here. But what a lap! I'm expecting some times to fall. We were riding along with Alp, but Alp did bail out of his lap to get 1 extra. I'm not sure if Useless is going to do the same. No, he's going to stay out.
No, he was up on his lap time. He was point.
A little bit of oversteer coming out.
0.
Early on the throttle, that'll
as he goes fourth. So he did improve, but like you said, that last corner probably cost him a good, I would say a 10th at least.
Oh, Connor, I'm going to cut
He
you
was
off.
quite sideways.
Alp is
pace 3 and 4 have done at the same time, pretty much.
Alp is putting all of his biscuits in one basket here. He's throwing on the softs, it looks like.
You know what?
For his last run. Fenrique is coming to the line, but it looks like he's going to invalidate. Fenrique just invalidated. I don't think he's going to be able to get it back out. Oh, no,
Something worth
Fenrique.
keeping an eye on is you've got 2 guys who haven't set a time yet, so they'll be doing a one-shot quali.
Enrique almost speeding in the pits. So.
Wing it also on the
softs. Actually
softs.
in the pits too. Yeah, a little loose. Oh, I think Arbar missed the pits.
Yeah, he's reversing on track.
Oh.
That's not the
Yeah,
right
he's
thing
gonna have
to
to
do.
make a 3-point turn here.
Okay. I'm wondering if
That is the
I'm
same thing
wondering
that
if the
happened to
saw.
Lopez
I
down there.
wonder it. Oh
Oh, he hit Perry. Uh-oh.
no! It gave him. Oh
And
no,
Perry's
because
running
he
just back
was.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, because Perry ran
Alright.
into the back of him, but it gave our bar a penalty because I guess he was
Yeah.
stopped in.
Well,
You know what?
that's
It
a
is
little bit
time for
north of
softs.
AR, but yeah.
I think
Oh,
it's interesting, but I don't know whether or not Juventus didn't even set a lap. He just
Yeah,
retired.
Juventus came
yeah.
out on his
Apparently he
first
was still
lap. He
setting
must have
up
made
his
a
rig,
mistake.
so
Oh.
that's unfortunate. But yeah, some of these guys are coming out on dries. Track still looks pretty wet to me. I don't know if it's quite ready yet.
No,
But
I don't think so. I think it's like right in the middle where it's not wet enough for the inters, but it's not dry enough for the softs. You can just
yeah,
see from Alp how he just can't even hold a corner.
it's a
Swarner's
good
still
indicator.
going.
Seeing the spray coming up from the tires. If there's spray, you know it's not ready.
Yeah, and you would know from if it's at DRS enabled.
Yeah.
I think it
you
usually
can.
does that, doesn't it, in qualifying still?
Yeah,
If it goes from
does.
wet to dry? Yeah.
Sometimes it is slightly ready. Like, it is ready slightly before that message comes up, but I think there's still a couple of minutes off that.
You can see just from Swarner on his outlap and everyone else on the softs that they're not having what they thought they would have. It is not. So Swarner,
Yeah, Alp's not going to be able to
on
get back to the
softs,
line.
but I don't think he's. Lopez retired. Useless is in the pits. Nick's out on inters, as I think he's about to come across the line or start a
Yeah,
lap.
we were watching. Yeah, I think he must have really had a hard time there at the end. I'm looking for anyone else out on track right now. Element and DK.
Nicholas. I'm on Nicholas right now.
Is he going to go out
Yeah, he
for
just
one more?
started his lap. He's on inters right now. He is setting a lap as we speak. He is coming through the first sector. He is flying. Now he does have that new wheel, so
Let's
I
see what
wonder if
Element
that
can
will
do
help
here.
him.
Element up to P3. Element up to
Oh.
P3 with a 45.6. That is a good
That's
time
a
for
good lap.
Element.
Oh, Nicholas saves it. Good save. That wheel came in handy there. He was sideways after that little quick left, quick right. Wait, no, quick right, quick left. Never mind. My bad.
DK
And
is going to be
then-
second to last, but he's way off the pace. DK
Just got loose.
is not going to improve on his time. Let's follow along with Nicholas as he enters. Getting close to the third sector here. See where his time's at. Uh-oh, sounds like the FBI is at someone's door. Ooh, close to 5/10 off of his previous best. I think this track has dried out a little too much for these guys, except for Element.
I'm on board with Swarner actually, seeing what he can do through the second.
Oh, Swerve does
he
have
is-
another lap, doesn't he? Oh.
He is .130 down on his previous lap. He had set the fastest one he'd done.
I
So
think the track's too dry now, though. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like the track was just wet enough.
those inters be too hot. That might be it then.
We'll see as he's still gonna go for it. So must feel like he just wants to come across that line because yeah, you can tell he's not gonna go faster. I don't think. He still says a 146.0, so not a really bad time from what you could see. So that is qualifying.
That is qualifying done, and we have probably the most interesting grid to date with Swarner and Useless occupying the front row there, followed by Element and Being Sandwich in the top four. Let me check the points here. Alp is leading. I want to see where Swarner's position was, but he only has 15 points to the first 5 races, so obviously not great for him.
Just run through the top 10 here quickly, maybe.
Yeah, go
so,
for it.
Yeah.
P1 Lopez, very, very, very good lap. A full second actually ahead of Swanner in P2. We've got Element P3, Bean Sandwich P4, Useless P5, Nicholas, Enrique, Perry, and Arbar round out the top 10. but Arba has a 5-spot grid penalty, so he'll drop down a couple of spots. But that is a very dominant performance from Lopez. 1 second.
Yeah, very much so. He put it out there. You said earlier when he had his little moment going into the pits that he had set the purple sector. I think it was sector 2 or 3. So, with that being said, I mean, he put that lap together completely better than anyone else did, at least today. So, with it paying off in the wet, now let's see how it goes with the dry, because if he is running what I believe he is running probably more downforce than most people are. But you don't know what everyone else is going to run because of with the rain. So maybe it's not so bad, it's not that much of a difference, but it's possible that come this dry weather, some people are going to be a lot faster than they were in the wet. So it's going to be a real interesting race, because we've got, I think, Nicholas and Alp, who have been on pole, I believe. I think they're the only two to get poles.
Alp is the only one to get a pole so far. He has the first 5 pole positions so far.
Did not? Oh, yes, he did. Nicholas got him at the first corner. That is right. You are correct. But yeah, like he was saying. But with that being said, I mean, you've got a lot of fast people that are in the middle pack. You've got so much different people everywhere, really, if you really think about it. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Definitely hit us with your predictions down in the comments section. I'll ask you guys shortly. I'll let you gather your thoughts. But turn 1 here, quite wide, a lot of room to make up. But on the contrast, a lot of room to potentially completely screw up your day. About 200 meters in.
Yeah, you don't want to be a hero into turn 1, or too much at least. Long race to go, even though it's very, very tempting to throw one up the inside of everybody in the field. Probably not the best idea. But yeah, just as these guys are coming around, I've just put up the tyres, and most people have actually gone for the softs. With a couple of medium runners. So Swarner in P2 has gone mediums. Penrique in P8 has gone mediums, and so has Wingett in P11, and Arbar, who's been dropped right to the back, so P15 on mediums. Everyone else is on softs.
Do you know what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking that from Swarner's point of view, you didn't get pole, so, and you're really up in the top of the field like you haven't been before. Why not put on the mediums? Why not see how you can do? Because the softs are only gonna last prime, I would say, what would you say, 5-6 laps if you
5
really
laps good, I reckon. And then they'll start to
so I mean, and then after that they're gonna start to decline, whereas the mediums, they get 2 lifespan. They get that second wind where they just somehow pick up pace again, and after that's done, he's gonna have a fresh set of softs to attack at the end. So really, really smart from Swarner. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do from the start as we're about to go here.
He'll be hoping for no safety cars, or at least no early safety cars. But let's see how he goes. I'll be watching his progress very, very closely. So I think they've all lined up on the grid now. Lights are coming on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And they're out!
And they're off quickly.
They're off quickly. Let's go up to the front. Looks like...
it doesn't get the greatest of starts.
Yeah, on those mediums.
Up the inside both of them.
Oh, and it looks like AM1's going to swoop around as Lopez gets a little bit of oversteer off the curb coming out of 1. I think Swarner's going to have to hang on those mediums. So much turbulent air coming through here. With 20 cars nose to tail through this S section, one of the trickiest sections in the entire series.
He's still in P4, so although lost a couple spots at the start, he's still right there with them. Once those mediums come into play, which will be around lap 4, lap 5, I would say.
We got 3 cars popping out here. It looks like, is that Nicholas trying to make it? And we lost. Yeah. Someone lost the front end plate there. I think it might have been Nicholas. Trying to make a 3 wide on useless. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the. It was Nicholas trying to make a 3 wide on useless. Is that Penrique back there?
Penrique's weaving everywhere down the inside of Perry.
As useless gets the move. As Nicholas and Swarner touch too. Lots of touching early on here. Lots of touching.
I think
Now
Fenrique
Swarner has
is
dropped
ready
down
move
to
up.
6, but he's still, you know, he's just got to stay with that pack.
Now Fenrique has
Don't-
gotten past Alp, heading into
Yes.
the Triple Apex.
The Alp
Wait.
dropped a couple of positions. Former teammates last season. Call them
He has
rivals
no
this season.
damage. He doesn't
No.
have damage, so. Oh, it's
Oh, it's
Fenrique
Fenrique.
hitting
Oh,
the back
no.
of Swarner. I wonder.
Oh, and
I
he's-
just want to see if Swarner's not, if he's got a flat tire at all or anything. So, just trying to have a look and see. Doesn't look like there's any damage on his tire, so I think he's okay. Sometimes in
Fenrique
this
again.
game.
Not getting any luck in this tier, so he'll be at the back going for a comeback ride. He is on those mediums, so he can go long, but
Exactly.
he's lost all that track position that he needed, so that's really unfortunate for him. Looks like he was just in front of Alp, might have hit the back of Perry there. Alp are typically average start, but he'll just climb from here, so after all that mess, we've got Lopez. He won by 8/10, so he'll be hoping to break that DRS as the rest of them are in a bit of a train.
To be honest with you, and to be fair, I think maybe Alp's thinking save the softs a little bit, maybe because you know they don't last as long. Maybe he's not going to go for the, let's per se, undercut, but maybe if the leaders do end up pitting as he makes actually a move on Perry, so he gets
Perry's
past
not
the
going to put up much of a fight there. I wouldn't imagine. The biggest winner on the first on the first lap were Perry and Juventus, both up 3 positions. The biggest loser by far, Swarner and Fenrique, was 6 and 7 apiece. Definitely not what they wanted, but Swarner is on that alternate strategy. Fenrique continuing his run of bad luck, especially early on in the races. Here to begin.
I think if Swarner can hang on to the back of Perry, then he could be okay. He just needs to stay in that 1 second DRS. It's
And
really
he
hard.
is, as Useless goes fastest, as Alp goes fastest, so lap times are coming in quick and fast.
Yep. Top 5, and then the next 5 for Alp to close that gap. About a second now between Nicholas and Alp in P5 and 6. Usually we're seeing them battling for 1 and 2 here, so they'll be having to make up to ground, but Lopez is looking pretty comfortable in P1 at the moment. Element's made a good start for P2. Good to see the Husk have a ride up there.
To be fair, Alp is flying right now. Set the fastest sector 1, he is just giving it.
It's going to be tough. Is Lopez is going to look to... He's getting close to breaking DRS zone already on lap 3. But Useless here, he's staying involved, and if he can put pressure on these first 2...
Who? Bean? Oh, yeah.
Bean up in the P2. Oh, boy! And Element, I don't think he knew the proximity to Useless. Almost chopped off his front wing.
Yeah. Good start from the 2 alphas, too. First and 4th there, so...
Yeah, we've got a prediction in chat. Domrez suggests that we'll have a double alpha podium, so let's see how that goes. I wouldn't... Yeah, I think that is an option. Both of them very,
he did
very
also
quick.
say, I think he called Juventus winning, and he said there's going to be 2 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car, so he's really going for a lot of things to happen today.
Yeah, if he parlays that, he'll make quite a bit of coin in his local betting place.
It's Useless looks in a move, sends it to the inside, but just couldn't do it. So he's gonna have to wait.
Looks
Ray
like
retires.
looks like Ray.
In the
I
pits?
think,
Okay, it's in the
it looks like
pits.
he went in the pits and retired. I'm not sure what happened to him.
Not sure, mate.
He wasn't last.
Yes, it's a long race.
Yeah.
Don't give up early. I mean, our races didn't go too well yesterday, but was what it was. Whoa. Useless
Useless jumped around
I
a
don't
little
know
bit.
if that was on me. Were you
Yeah,
on board with
a
them?
bit of a lag spike there as well, but he's made the move on Element.
Yeah, he did.
He
Yeah,
was like nowhere in there.
The lag definitely popped out a little bit before he did, as he's going to aggressively go to the inside. Element does have the DRS, but I think the Useless has been able to hold him off, as he now is falling prey to Nicholas possibly, and look who's behind Nicholas. It's going to be Alp, who's going to give these guys a little bit of space. Oh, that was a ballsy move by Nicholas.
I think he knew Alp was behind him and he needed to get that move done, so I think he He said, no playtime now. We gotta go. So
Yeah,
that Will
sorry.
it's coming good for him. So nice to see a new Will doing good at the start. What's the? Oh, it looks like Bean's actually catching up to Lopez actually now. So.
Yep, he's dropped useless.
Oh, and yeah, I don't know. He weaved out and then back in, maybe to cut the slipstream
Stop
of
giving me these.
He's just
Just around the outside of element.
Keep sticking me on the front wing cam.
Yeses, who's going to
You
give?
can't. Please, someone's got to give.
It's gonna be
Okay,
element.
good. Oh, that could have been bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think that.
I think, yeah. yeah, you and Fatal. Was it right through there? I think that happened to you.
Yeah, it was just there. Very, very hard to go side by side. Everyone knows that, but we were both fighting very, very hard as these two were, but these two have managed to keep it clean, so that's great to see. It would be interesting to see because these guys are obviously fighting so hard, and those slots will be really cooking now. See who picks first, who thinks they can go the longs and those mediums. Because the undercut is massive. So
Bean's making a move here, guys. Bean's making a move for the lead.
Oh, that's worth watching, yeah.
Ooh,
Side by side.
Lopez has got it still, stays to the inside. He just gets better exit there than Bean. Bean's trying to do maybe a switchback.
Oh,
He
no!
touches Lopez! No.
There's and then useless. Oh, and that is, boy, not great for the alphas there.
Oh, he hit him again! He hit Bean again! So
this
Bean
is
hit
nuts,
Lopez
this is nuts.
again!
Oh,
wide,
Oh, and he hit him again!
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh no.
It's a
What is
VSC.
going on?
And then Alp gets a
Wow.
5-second penalty, and now
Guys,
everybody's
calm
gonna duck to
down.
the pits
Yeah.
except for
Everyone getting
Swarner.
under VSC, a couple of broken wings. That was crazy.
This is
Boy,
really
his
gonna help
Codemasters just wouldn't let us get a
Swarner
good view on that.
As the Red Bulls are double stacking. So Alp's going to lose out massively to his teammate here.
And he's already got that
I
5-second
don't-
penalty there.
I don't get what was going on. Like, I understand Bean was trying to wait, but
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to give it back, but no one kind of saw that. But I'm not quite sure. They all just ran into each other. And then they went 4 wide, and that was never going to work.
Nicholas
As
just got a
Nicholas had
drive-through penalty.
drive-through.
Oh no, bad to worse for that one.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
know how many people had damage, what was going on, what was going through their minds, but it definitely
really
caused
hurt.
everyone to pit.
Yeah. So
I just feel really bad for
1-3.
Lopez. One
Yeah.
lap goes from P1 to 14 due to the fact of I don't even know what to call it. Honestly,
And looks like-
it's just madness.
And honestly, if you want to talk about biggest winners right there, Swarner on the mediums now has a 4-second gap over Fenrique, who threw on the mediums after his first lap incident. And Wingit
No, he's been on
also
the mediums the
impeded.
whole time.
Oh, has he?
He just
Oh.
spun on the mediums. Fenrique
Oh, I thought-
started
oh, I
on the
thought-
mediums. He
oh.
just spun behind the guy. So Fenrique going, like I said, from 14th up to 2nd. So Lopez,
Battle pack. Oh, Arbar goes wide. Sorry.
if
sorry for
Lopez
interrupting.
is
E3
listening,
is crazy.
yeah. If Lopez is listening though, don't give up. There's lots of race left. I know it seems like you're not in it right now, but not too far away from anything happening. So.
Yeah, it does.
Head
And
down.
with both Useless and Lopez, both alphas are on the hards here. The only two out of that kerfuffle to throw on the hards and hopefully just wait it out to the end.
Juventus almost. Ooh, he sent a late one in. He was changing his. I think he was changing the ERS, and I think he just forgot about his braking zone and almost broke right into the back of Wingit. Who again, another person that's made a lot of places up. Him and Juventus and Arbar even making 8 and 9. And our biggest, obviously, loser is Lopez right now after all of that coming together. Sir Connell says in the chat, what happened to Raid? We're not too sure, but what we do know is he just retired in the pit lane after, I think, 4 laps. So, not too sure what happened.
Yeah, I think he must have had a spin. He was already at the back. He might have just given up early. But back to the front, we got Arbar. Yeah, Arbar makes a move on Burzy for P5. Burzy's soft, so probably going to give out a bit. He probably should have ducked it on the VSC with the rest of the people up there. He's the last runner on the softs. But yeah, Juventus, he is up there, but Nicholas does have to serve that penalty, I believe, in 3 laps.
Yes, he does. Hey, I have a question for everyone here. So, who is... Well, I'm trying to see who the first person is, but... the gap... What
Nicholas.
is the pit stop around here? I can't remember. Bob, do you remember what the time is for the pit stop around here?
It's not particularly. It's not particularly long. I think it's 30 or 31.
It's not the longest, not the shortest.
I think it's what we want to guesstimate, maybe 20-21 seconds.
I think it's closer to 30. But it is
25 is my guess.
It
I'm not
is,
sure.
it is a bit.
Round numbers.
If it's 25 seconds right now, Perry will inherit the lead because he is 11.3 off of Swarner right now.
Yeah.
Because I have a gap to the leaders, so you know what? Lopez really isn't out of this race if he can just get those hards to continue on.
Yeah,
and he gets a little bit of fortune and a little bit of luck that he needs.
Yeah, maybe a safety car
I think the race will come back to them. I think it will because those guys have all pitted onto mediums very, very early. That's 23 laps in the mediums. They're going to be toast by the end of the race.
Oh yeah,
so I think there's no
absolutely.
safety car, those alphas could come back through the field as long as they can stick with them, which is going to be difficult. We've got fairly large gaps as you've got Element and Bean going side by side. But yeah, 23 laps in mediums is not going to be easy.
Do we want to check penalties yet, or we want to wait a bit?
I don't think we've had that many. The only 2 that I think are really going to come into play here are Alp with 5 seconds, and I think Nicholas had that drive-through where he's back into P12 now with Alp coincidentally right on his tails. I'm actually going back to that point. I am kind of surprised that more people didn't put on hards. Because I don't think that most of these guys will be able to stretch the mediums that long. But
it's a long, long way.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Now, I do believe Alp had served his 5-second penalty.
In the pits, I guess maybe that would.
Yeah, that might be why he stopped so far.
But it might be also due to the fact of Perry, because his teammate they probably double stacked too. So
yeah,
bar with 3 seconds.
So compounded that into a massive issue. So Alp's got a long way to go, a lot to fight back for. So 2:13 at the moment, he'll be hoping for some good points still.
Would be
yeah. Arba
Fenrique has made the move. Fenrique closed
Yes,
that gap very fast, about a second per lap on Swarner. Swarner just can't handle that pace from Fenrique.
Arba makes a move to P4 on wing it. The inside DRS fairly stock standard.
Arba did just pick up. He did just pick up a 3-second penalty through the
he did.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
You can just see where Fenrique has just been a little bit better than Swarner right now. Just through that last sector, you could see him be able to hold the apex just a little bit tighter than Swarner could, and he just got a little bit of a gap right at the end there that probably will keep him ahead of Swarner going up this hill. Swarner doesn't have a ton of DRS either.
Yeah,
so,
Fenrique seems to be on top of that as well, so if you want to talk about a comeback drive here, Fenrique might be able to pull off the impossible. He's certainly capable pace-wise. It just depends on whether or not he makes any more mistakes.
Yeah, helps at the fastest lap of 1:35.3. My question for you is, who do you have? Well, I don't want to say winning because it's too early, but who do you think is the top kind of 5 that you would say that are going for maybe a top 3? Who do you have? Who do you think?
I think Eustace can get there. I think he'll be able to make up some ground at the end of the stint on the guys ahead of him on mediums. As long as he can hold it relatively close to them, I reckon he's a shout. A safety car would really, really help Enrique and Swarner.
Yes.
As Arba makes another position, or does he actually? He's
almost did. Yeah, he did. He has inside for the next corner. You're right.
Yeah.
He made a good move.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to tell who's the top 3 because the front half and the second half.
And you don't know if the mediums are going to hold as well.
Yeah.
That's the
20
other
laps is a
thing.
real stretch, let alone 23, so
Yeah.
they'll be booked.
And especially with the 5 guys at the end on the soft tires, so with that being said, you know, they're going to be absolutely flying, not worrying about whether or not the tires will make it to the end,
Yeah.
because at that time they're going to have the least amount of fuel they've had in the race. A fresh
It'll be
set of
very, very
softs, so you'll be able to, yeah, and you'll be flying, because if you can do about 7 laps, 8 laps on the softs usually, if it's green flag, you know, racing, you can do that. So I would say you could easily do 10 laps on the softs at the end, because you got to take into account your qualifying lap you did and the out lap and the in lap, so it really makes it a lot easier. So if they can just get it to about lap 18 to 20, I would say, yeah, I would say around there, they're gonna come in, take off these used mediums and absolutely try and fly.
Yeah, I think you want to get to 19, get 9 laps on those softs, that'll be good. As we
Then you
noticed
can
this
get
last lap,
optimum.
Enrique's made a gap on Swarner. So he's either put in a fickle lap or Swarner's made a mini mistake. Because the gap's up to
Bean
nearly
and
3
Element are
seconds.
going
I
for
was on
the
Swarner.
hairpin. Bean trying to go around the outside of Element. I'm not sure if he's going to go for it again. I know he wants to get past him to get back up to Perry.
I think he's just trying to be cautious now after what happened earlier.
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure he finishes the race and doesn't get wing damage. You know, he's in this battle for the win here as we speak, with this being the group that has pit already. Useless is staying on the edge with DK. DK's making some moves up. Now, Useless is on those hards like Bod was saying, and I just think right now the mediums are obviously going to be better because they're going to be coming into their temps and everything. They're going to be coming into optimal tire pressures and everything. So now it's just like he said, can he hang on? Because he's losing a little bit of time to the pack in front, but he's not really losing time too much, or he's not getting caught up to by DK as yet, but he is starting to close that gap. And Lopez actually makes a move on Burzy, so looks like Burzy's just having a little bit of issue tonight. Alps caught up to, no, Nicholas actually passed out.
No, Nicholas came out in front after his penalty right in front
Oh,
of
did he?
Alp.
Oh, okay. I thought he just passed him, so Alps about to make a move here, I think.
Yeah,
For P11?
the gap has been under about a second, but Nicholas has just lost DRS and 2 in front, so I think it's going to be as easy as you like for Alp as he tries to come up with the championship caliber drive through the field up into P11, not too far away from the top 10. As I think Bean finally did get Element 10 as we were watching that battle there. Bean had dropped back to the first sector, but I think that he was able to close on him on that back straightaway.
He got him at the start of the 3rd sector, so down the inside, very nice move.
Burzy made a move and back on Lopez, but Lopez was able to get him in the next little stretch. Ooh, cut to the corner a little bit. Don't know if he got a warning there, but I think so.
Burzy is on. Burzy is on pretty fresh mediums, but I think Lopez's hards are probably starting to come up to temp after 6 laps.
Yeah, they'll be well now.
Yeah, and they'll likely stay that way until the end of the race.
Say,
trying to look
hello to everyone watching the stream. Good to see you guys in there.
Oh!
If you want to be bold and brave,
His Wing It
that
just
for?
lost
It's
it.
round.
Wing It has lost it from P. I think he was in P6,
You know what?
unfortunately.
No wing damage, it looks like. No wing damage.
No,
He's
but
just got really hot tires.
his tires are done for. As Nicholas and Alp thankfully get past him without a problem. But that will close the gap a bit. Not sure.
Lopez.
He's gone.
Yeah, it's tough for Wing up there. I think he just overran those mediums.
Now,
As Perry's
Bean
trying
makes
to
a
make a
move.
move. But Perry's trying to fight
gets
back.
Perry.
This is let's ride along with Element here. See if Perry tries anything.
No, I think he's just gonna stay. He's in a real good position right now. He's just gonna stay the ZRS, take that DRS, and kind of
coast.
hang with Bean, you know. The real question is, Fenrique's actually
Perry gets a
putting
3-second
a
pad.
gap to these guys here. The gap was down to about 10 seconds when Fenrique was going past Warner. It's now at 12.5. So I know it's not gonna, be a huge thing, but he is maintaining that gap too.
I would have to say, if I were a gambling man, which some may say I am,
Brazilian.
I would definitely say Fenrique has this in the bag as long as he can keep it on the track. As DK gets a 3-second time. That is the biggest if, as we learned about Fenrique here the past 5 races. Because this is still the closest battle on the track, I think. Perry, Elements, being all within a second. Down the field, you have DK, who is within DRS on Nicholas, but I'm not expecting a whole lot to transpire there. No offense
So
to
Alp's on
Team
Nicholas,
Ding
and now he's getting useless. To Alp's up to P8.
Yeah, Alp is on the charge right now. He's a man on a mission.
Oh yeah.
He now has 3.5 seconds to catch this this gruppetto up ahead to get back in the top 5.
Caught up actually to Juventus, so Bean's really giving it. So Bean knows this is the time. If we don't know what's going to happen after the race with all the early incidents that did happen in that sequence, I don't know what the.
Yeah, quite frankly, I'm not sure what happened. I knew Alp was at the back of that train that crashed. Codemasters provide us with a beautiful shot of the grass during that entire incident.
Did it? Okay. Well, I had on
so
board,
it was just like he was showing it like the penultimate corner, a low angle shot of it, and then you just saw everything go to hell in the handbasket.
Basically,
but
the whole thing.
Alp got a 5-second penalty, but he was at the back of it, so I think he ran into the back of
so
domestic.
Basically, Bean was faster than Lopez through the middle sector onto the back DRS. Got beside him, they were fighting, and as they came through the next little set of corners, Bean just got a little bit better exit and a better launch, and he just tapped the rear of Lopez.
Well, I caught that part. It was through the triple apex. I saw the start of it, and then it switched to the ground camera as Bean is going on the outside here.
So they went 3 wide. Useless, Lopez, I believe, and Bean. I think that was the 3. I'm not 100% sure.
Couldn't
remember who the third person was. And Bean ended up trying to leave Useless space, but ended up bumping with Lopez, and Lopez got sent into the wall. Now, I don't know what happened with Alp in that, because I was on board with Lopez, but I do know what happened to him.
What I would suspect is that Alp, being at the back of that train, probably came in and hit somebody from behind. So he might end up protesting that 5-second stop-go that he received.
Yes.
Yeah, although he served it, so he wouldn't be able to get it removed if he has served it. But if he hasn't, then he might.
Oh, well, I think he did, yeah. I think he did serve it.
If he has served it, yeah. If he hasn't served it, then he can fight it. But if it has already been served, that's just unfortunately part of the game. You can't get it back.
Well, I guess the good news for him is that he does have a 53-point lead in the championship over Bean Sandwich, who is back up into P4, currently chasing down R-Bar for the final podium position as it stands now. R-Bar does have a 3-second time penalty, so Bean is effectively in P3.
Man,
we'll see these guys jump
Enrique's really doing well. Bean
especially
has
after
not
spinning
really
on the first
closed that
lap.
gap. He's kept it at about a 12-second gap, continuous, lap to lap. Everyone else is losing so much time. I mean, Enrique's put 6 seconds on Swarner. So I don't know if that spin actually helped him get his tires to where he wanted them to be. But man, this Brazilian is really going for it tonight. So it's good to see. He should be able to, like you said, when he gets those softs on, it's going to be a bit of a gap. I'm not, like you said, we're not too sure. We think it's anywhere between 20 and 30 seconds for a stop here. So depending on how long it's going to be will depend on how much it's going to make up.
There's Juventus. Juventus is the first on the mediums. See where that
Ooh.
goes.
Lap 17.
Perry is going to be thinking to himself
make
about
it, so-
time. Perry has lost a significant amount of time to Bean up in front of him. I think Juventus was sliding around in the past couple laps, holding him up. But look at Alp here in P7 now. Within DRS,
He is catching that group. He's already on the back of Element.
They are within striking distance here, and I'm not sure if he's gonna have to pit. I don't know where his tires are at, but he has been driving the wheels off this thing. And obviously, a safety car would be ideal for him right now, but as it stands now, he's on
ideal for everyone.
yeah, he is on the same strat as pretty much everyone around him. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens. As you mentioned about a lap ago, but I think our bar, Swarner, Fenrique, we're looking pretty squarely in their pit window at the moment. I think you probably can't take softs 11 laps around here with a low fuel tank and no mileage on them. So
Nicholas makes a move on Useless in the meantime of that. Useless went a little bit deep. I think Nicholas just got him in going into the braking zone. Useless out-braked himself. It's been an unfortunate turn of events for these
Swarner and Arbar are in the pits here. Fenrique going for the overcut on those two, but I don't think he really needs it. With that advantage he has established. Looks like Soft's going to be the order of the day as Element still waving out there. But look at Alp, he is caught up right to the back.
Yeah.
Right to the back of Perry, Element, and being up there ahead, finishing up the S section right there. But Alp...
My question to you, Kitten, could we potentially, possibly, see a 1-2 from the McLaren boys?
Could if Bean takes it all the way, I think it's possible, but I'm not. I don't know. I mean,
you don't want to
Fenrique,
count out Alp, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't want to count out Alp, but I think Fenrique on those softs, he's gonna have to get through some traffic if these guys don't pit.
Well,
I don't know if that's going to be the
correct,
best recipe for success. Personally,
DK Amp's he's gonna come out right between Swarner and DK Amp. So it looks like if we are guesstimating it to be 25 seconds, that would be where he would come in between, right between the two of them. So I'm going on board with Swarner to see, because he is catching the back of DK very quickly, so you can just see how much more grip he has on these fresh softs than DK has on his
Alp is going to he is in P2 right now.
Well,
Oh, Fenrique has he jumped Useless? Yes. That's really important.
I told
definitely.
you, it's not that long of a stop. It's about, like I said, it's a very short pit lane, so now you want to know what he's behind? He is 7 seconds off of Bean Sandwich. I think he has got a chance, a very good chance, because oh my god, look how much he is catching on Nicholas, just through the sector right here.
Yep. If those softs can hold out, then he'll be real shot.
Just has to be smart about his moves. He just has to be smart. Time him and get it going.
Because the gap's not that
He's gonna make and he's about to gain a second in this in the first lap of having the softs on after pinning as well. So he is already on a charge and flying. Talk about having a bit of luck on that VSC. Man, he couldn't have timed it any better for himself. He just got his tires cooled down. And now, ever since then, he's just been in attack mode. You know? He also lagged out of qualifying, so he's had a hell of a night.
Yep, it'd be good to see him get a result. He's definitely on track for a podium if he can hold it together. Look at that. You can see the lead on the straight. You can see the leader there. Yeah, he's in a great position. As long as he doesn't, as long as he's not impatient, he should be
Swarner
able to
set
get
the fastest lap.
3.
134.8. So Swarner's also giving some very good lap times right now. Arbar is on a move on a mission, so he's made a move on DK. So he's up to 9th now. So all these guys on these older mediums are starting to struggle a little bit. Everyone has, I believe, pit now, so it's just going to be... And to be fair with you, I don't believe that these mediums, like you said, are going to last. I think you're right, Bod. I think he's really timed this perfectly because you told him he had to pit around lap 18, 19, so he's really got it on the nail on the head. Ooh, needs to get it slowed down. He almost had a double move on that back straight, so he's got past Nicholas, he's got past Useless, he's got past Element. He's now on Perry, and he's got the move done.
Got him already.
Wow. Oh, as Perry goes for the switchback. Yeah. Just look at the grip.
That's incredible.
Just look how much he can pull away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's on a move on out now. So, I mean, Henrique really, absolutely right now, I have to say, is driver of the day no matter what. If it finishes the way he's been going, I would have to give him driver of the day just due to the fact of everything he's been through. I mean, he was down in last place, now he's in 3rd. I mean, he's just had a cracking race, a very good race so far.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ooh, you know what we should do while we got a second? We should check penalties now since everyone's pit.
I can do that.
I've got it right now for you already. 1 warning for Bean, which he got a while ago. Obviously, Alp had his 5-second time penalty and 2 warnings at the start, but I think he served his 5 seconds, so we don't know for sure. And Fenrique has 1 warning as well as Bean. Perry has a penalty and a couple warnings. Element, same penalty and a couple warnings. Nicholas just has, I think, the 2 warnings. I'll go Useless as well, 2 warnings. And last but not least, Swarner with 3 warnings, so 1 more away from being a penalty. And then Arvar obviously has 1 penalty, so that's your top 9.
They're relatively clean.
Fenrique's already caught up to the back of Alp.
Yeah,
wow.
You might see him moving to turn 1 here.
I think you're starting to see these mediums just as he lags a little bit. Okay. This is very big lag.
Fastest lap, not surprisingly.
Yep. He's going to make a move here.
Back outside. Down the
he doesn't
inside,
know where Alp is. He's just got to keep it.
Space.
Yep. Fenrique has done a handy job. You know what? Very good from, like you said, now we've got a chance. Kitten, are you still in the building?
Oh wow, I cannot believe that I accidentally muted myself, I guess a few minutes ago. But yeah, I've been following along. I've been talking the entire time. I've been following along. I guess people
were talking to you all the time.
Yeah, I was more focused on catching all this action and Fenrique with just an incredible charge to the front here in just a matter of a few laps.
I think he's gonna get Bean right now.
Yeah, I don't think Bean's gonna put up much of a fight here. Bean is second in the championship, but I think the writing is on the wall. Fenrique just has to close this one out. The final 6.5 laps here, and Fenrique will be the United States Grand Prix champion.
Man, talk about a hell of a race.
That went a lot quicker than I would have anticipated coming out where he did.
Well, he's made up 6 places in 3.5 laps.
Yeah, just absolutely
made them up. And now we'll see him stretch out and see if those medium runners, they'll be really dying, so those softs won't drop up as much proportionate to the mediums as they could have. So I reckon he's set.
He just keeps on setting fastest laps.
133.
Every lap is getting faster.
Yeah. He's already broken DRS, so I think it's time to just settle it down here before we get
He hasn't settled it down, I can tell you that. Oh, now he did. He gone into 1.
Didn't see
I
Alp
will
coming down
actually
the
say,
now.
I will say one thing. Yeah, Alp is on Bean. Also, 7 positions from the start of the race, not including spinning and going to last. But he started in 8th position. He started P8 on the mediums. Swarner started P2 on the mediums. You can just see the difference of one, what the virtual safety car did, as Swarner gets and R-Bar both get 3-second time penalties right on top of each other. But you have the added bonus of, I mean, he's not only had to come through the whole field, which he got some luck, but
Alp all the way down to the
Yeah.
inside on the back straight. Yeah, Bean tried to fight him off. He's gonna come back at him. These are
Made about
this is
330 moves there, but Alp
Yep.
looks like he's held it, or Bean's still hanging on there.
oh, Bean's still there.
Oh, Alp might get the switch back.
yeah. I think he's gonna
Drive
switch back.
Oh, he times it
Oh,
just
they're
right.
both spinning
But
their
the problem
wheels as they
is-
come out, and they're going side by side, 1 and 2 in the championship.
Can he hold it? Can he hold it?
Oh, Alp's gonna duck back in, but I think he's
Alp just
I think-
decides, I'll take DRS and I'll get you on the straight.
I would say I think Bean knows he's there at this point.
Element gets a 3-second time penalty. That just takes him out of this little battle at the front. Obviously, he is losing a little bit of time. Looks like him and Perry are starting to lose those tires. So Swarner's making some moves up. I mean, he's still got a possibility of a top 5 finish. So although it's not as good as how he qualified, I mean,
That's the great
it's
result.
still
isn't it?
it's still a good result for him, especially with how his season's gone so far. Not the way he probably wanted to start in the Renault. Oh no! Enrique!
But he has
luckily-
cleared the 3 seconds
Yeah.
as he gets a 3-second penalty.
I thought that was actually gonna play into it, but in one lap he's already
I
pulled
mean,
out
it depends.
3
I mean, it
seconds.
does depend here. Bean can. I mean, if he wants to play rear gunner, I'm not sure if he's gonna have much of a chance. But Alp can definitely, or at least he can try to get that down. I think Bean was holding him up a bit.
If Bean can stay with Alp and keep letting Fenrique, which he's already going to be pulling a gap still, because those softs won't start to feel rough, I would think for maybe another lap or so. With the amount he's been pushing, I would say one more lap and he's probably going to start to feel the wear a little bit. But he's got a 4-second gap. He keeps on increasing the gap. The gaps just keep on increasing. So if he gets a 5-second gap, I mean, he could probably manage that with his 3-second time penalty. You don't know if Alp served his 5 seconds, so really and truthfully, Bean's still
I'm pretty
fighting to
sure.
try
I mean, he did get it before he pit, and he came out behind.
yeah,
everyone,
I
so-
thought so. If you got it before you
so
pit, it should, but you know, it's
it
Codemasters.
should. It is true.
They're full of
If
surprises.
you get it on the pit entry, then you won't serve it. But I think he got it just before you.
Yeah,
the entry settings, I think
he
would've,
got it.
but
He got it. It was
can't
an
help
on-track collision, I think, with Bean.
Yes, it
I
was.
think he ran into the back of someone there. Totally unintentional. I think there was just mayhem going on in front of him.
Yeah.
Couldn't
You
stop
don't want to be at the
himself.
back of 4 wide crew sector 3 round
Yeah,
here.
it's
Now
definitely.
we've still got to take into considerations that you know, anything's possible in these last few laps. The mediums are going to start to fall off as well. So even with the softs, I mean, I'm looking at the softs to Alps, mediums, and beans, and just look at the left tire, and you'll see the front left, slight on the right, but you can see it way more on the left tire. But it's identical basically on both sides, but the front left is a lot worse than the front
As
right.
Nicholas gets his elbows out, and I think Swarner. Oh, Swarner went way too deep. He saw a gap. And,
Side to side,
wow,
little bit of
this
bump.
is absolutely
Nicholas ended too
incredible.
deep, so Swarner gets the switch
Swarner
back.
on the softs. Wow, that was an incredible series of corners from Swarner to get. Nicholas forced his way through Element, and then Swarner forced his way through both of them.
Yep.
Seize the moment there. Carpe diem.
I think Swarner's gonna get that gap to Perry, but it just depends on time penalties now. So
You know, he always tells me there's a reason that he has Carpe Diem tattooed under his right breast. He likes to seize the day. And that is a fantastic,
I think
fantastic
he
bit of...
needs to save a little ERS though.
He probably does, but I think he might be able to get Perry. I'm not sure what the penalty situation is for this top 6. I think Nicholas is
I
clean.
can tell you again. I'll bring it up right now.
Both Element and Arbar, I think, have multiple penalties. I'm not sure about
Enrique
Perry.
has 1 penalty and 1 warning. Alp, if he served it, has basically 2 warnings. Bean has 1 warning still. Perry has a penalty and 2 warning, or 3 warnings, I guess you could say, because the warning after the penalty. Swarner has the 1 penalty and 2 warnings. Nicholas has 2 warnings, so he's still in it. Obviously, Element has quite a few penalties, actually. He has 3.
Yeah, I thought... I really just want to know on Perry, where he stood on the penalties. I knew Swarner
Perry
had 1,
yeah.
and I thought Nicholas was clean.
He has almost 2 penalties. If he gets 1 more corner cut, he will get another penalty.
Well, a little bit of pressure from Swarner. This is even playing ground here for P4 as it stands now. Although Nicholas would jump them both if they... Well, curse of the commentary.
Yep.
Curse of the commentator. Nicholas is a net P4 at the moment. I'm not sure how much Swarner's going to be able to get away from on the final 2 laps. But we'll just have to see.
Well, he should be able. Swarner should, like I said, if he was saved. Oh, he sends it, and he gets it stopped in time.
He was saving down the main straight. I think he's. I don't think he has a chance here.
He has not saved at all. He needs to save. He's not.
Yeah, well,
you
could. Swarner gets the 3rd one, so yeah, Nicholas is net P4. Looks like he's going to stay that way, even if he does get 1 penalty.
Arbar has a couple penalties too, so. Actually, I'll double check just to be for sure. Arbar has... Oh, yes, he does. He has 2 penalties as well, so... P5 through 7 is all up for grabs.
Yeah,
and Arbar is on the soft tires.
Yeah, so I know Nicholas probably doesn't know the entire situation here with the 2 in front of him, but
he's gonna make a move.
I don't know how. Yeah, he's gonna make it anyways because he sees how much Swarner has to save.
No ERS.
Yep. He hasn't changed either. He's just keeping it in 3, and oh no.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of contact. Good save.
Yep. Arbar yep. Just play it safe. You know he's got hot tires. You know you got more ERS. But you know what? All these guys are basically, besides Perry, are running with basically no ERS. Perry has the most ERS out of all of them. And he's at the front of the group with no DRS.
Yeah, he looks yeah, the other guy behind really struggling on saving. Only 1 lap to go though now. Gap up front's 5.3, so those softs haven't fallen off, which is good for Enrique. But P4 is still definitely on though, isn't it? Even taking those penalties into account. I reckon Nicholas is going to be eyeing up Perry here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he knows he's got it on track anyway. Or he just wants it on track, right? So any driver doesn't want to just be gifted a position. They always want to earn it. But you know what? No matter what, he might just sit back and say, "I'm low on fuel. I just want to be smart. I want to get to the finish. I know they got penalties. I know I don't have penalties, so." Even though I got that drive-through, I still hopefully will get P4. So it's been a good race from the guy as well.
Yeah,
a lot of people coming from the back to come back up to the front today.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a topsy-turvy race. No safety cars with that 1 VSC. Obviously, with the entire the entire lead group taking itself out in unison. I'm sure we're going to have some fireworks between these drivers and the stewards after the race. But for now, the only thing that matters is Enrique bringing home his first win of Season 5. A fantastic drive from the Brazilian.
Absolutely fantastic. Alp coming back from a P6 start all the way to, P7, sorry, P7 to P2. So good finish from Bean, keeping him kind of
good comeback drive from Useless as well, getting up to P5 on penalties.
Wow,
so
we didn't even see that.
Good top 5 from Useless.
And Lopez, unfortunately, his race just unfortunately didn't fold out as it was supposed to. Yeah. And he finishes P11. So
Halo
Unfortunate
for
for
shot of winning it,
the...
so that's very
Yeah.
disappointing.
Yeah,
And
DK
he
Winged
looked
and
really
Burzy.
strong even at the start of that race. It would have been a long race, but you never know what can happen. But absolutely brilliant drive from Fenrique. Give us your driver of the day. Obviously, I already got mine. Fenrique, I mean, he deserves it. P7 or 8 start, P8 I think it was, yeah, on the mediums.
Yep.
I
On a hit
can't.
lap,
Yeah, I
2 or 3,
can't. I can't deny that.
down to P14 or 15.
Yep,
And then
with that.
drove back up thanks to a VSC, got back up to second, caught up to Swarner, because I think the gap was 4 seconds to Swarner as well at the time after the
Yeah,
VSC.
it was 3 or 4, and
So I mean, you add that into it. That's just everything right there.
within about 10 laps, he had up to 7. So, and then just an absolutely electric drive. Once he came back on those softs, that kind of flair that you would expect from a Brazilian like Fenrique, running through the field, carving him up on fresh tires. A fantastic drive. I think we're all in unison here. I'm not sure what the chat's saying, but definitely driver of the day, in my opinion. But shout out to Alp, too. He came back through the field, but only once.
Yeah.
So podium.
I'm just sending the. I'm just sending the invites for the top 3.
Yep,
That's
so
cool with you
Henrique,
guys.
Alp, and Bean.
I'm not sure. Bean does Bean have a mic?
We don't
I'm not
know,
sure.
but we will find out. Is it
just
Fenrique 0203? If you could just tell me that. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be able to check here.
Okay, I have invited all 3 of them. Maddie says in the chat, driver of the day, Fenrique as well, so he agrees with us. Crazy race. Obviously, a lot of things are gonna happen after, like Kitten said, so interesting to keep an eye out in that chat. Fenrique said he can't make the interviews. His new headset arrives next week.
Well, nonetheless, job well done to Fenrique, the unanimous driver of the day.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
I think we'll probably still get Alp, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Alp said he still got the 5-second penalty.
Oh, did he? Well, I don't think that would have affected.
He said he's gonna try and get it removed, but I don't think it will work. That's what he said in the chat. So.
His gap was 5.3, wasn't it? So if he can get it removed,
Oh no.
I don't think he will. But let's see who can get into this party.
Yeah, Nicholas had a drive-through penalty. That probably would have changed things as well. Totally glossed over that with everything that was going on in the second half of that race. Alp, can you talk us through exactly what happened there towards the end of the first stint? No curse words, please.
I'm just as confused as you. I saw Bean spinning at turn 15, then I saw Lopez spinning a few corners later, then Bean spun again. And somehow
You're
Perry passed.
lagging a little bit.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah. Is it better?
Yeah,
so.
yeah, much better now. I think so.
Well, Lopez spinning. I don't know what was happening, but that was my scheduled pit lap, no matter what. Then when Bean spun, the game said I hit him, but I didn't, and I got a 5-second penalty for it. Yeah, and then in the meantime, Perry was past, didn't recognize that until I went into the pits. So I had like a 20-second long pit stop, which completely messed me up, and I was in the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, I'll take P2 after that.
Absolutely. A little bit of information, obviously, because you didn't know. I was actually on board with the battle when it was going down between Bean and Lopez, and basically Bean just got a better drive out of most of the corners into that little sector, just into the start of sector 3, and tapped Lopez a couple times. Lopez and him kind of spun, and he tried to wait, but then Useless kind of got brought into it. He got wing damage when 3 of them went into that corner. They were 3 wide, and Bean and Lopez, I think, touched, and it sent Lopez off into the wall because, you know, the game doesn't really like touching each other, basically.
Yeah. Neither do I.
Out of left field.
Well, I was just looking some things up here about the points. But we are in Germany next week, Hockenheim. Alp, you're the only one we're getting this week. Fenrique, I believe he has a headset on the way, a new one. But I'm not sure what Bean's situation is with that. How do you feel? How do you feel going into Hockenheim? Another pole, because this is the first time we haven't had a pole all year. I'm sure you were probably more prepped for the dry race than the wet qualifying.
Yeah. But for Germany, I don't fit for. And you usually qualify in mediums, and someone might put on softs too. I don't know. But Germany is a fun track. Last year was fun. Juventus won. Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
It was a fun race, so I'm more of that.
Well, any closing thoughts, fellas?
Obviously, just a great drive, like I said, from Fenrique. I mean, he had one hell of a race. I mean, started 8th on the mediums. Was there early enough, was making some moves, and then kind of made a move a little too early, a little too aggressive. Spun, went all the way to the back. After the whatever that all instant was, he basically got to come back up, caught up to Swarner. I mean, he had 4 seconds to Swarner after the VSC ended. So, not only did he put 4 seconds and caught up to him, he then put another, it was about 7 seconds before Swarner pit. So he gained 11 seconds from the end of that VSC to when Swarner pit, and when he pit, I think he gained, I want to say he gained almost quite a very big chunk of time, because we were all expecting him to come out where DK and Swarner was, but he ended up coming out way ahead of that, and that really, honestly, that won him the race. From there, he was able to just coast on the soft, so brilliant drive from Fenrique.
Yeah, good comeback drives.
Very good.
Yep, 2 very deserving podium getters. Had just struggles in the race, but showed pace, showed some good moves. Did really well, putting some consistent laps. Got themselves right up there. So congratulations to the 2 of you, and also congratulations to Bean, who I haven't quite heard from. So we'll assume he's not joining the party, but he also had a cracking race on that podium. So good points for McLaren there, but